Happy New Year. Hey, listen, welcome back to Overflow. It's 2026, and we are thrilled to welcome back you, our gorgeous souls, as we step into 2026 with intention, energy, and a whole lot of heart. And I could not think of a better way to start 2026 than with today's guest. Welcome back to the radiant, wise, and totally inspiring Franca Pedulla. You loved her last time, her fire, her calm, her mind, body, soul magic. And today she's here to help us step in to a new year. I'm going to say grounded, focused, and full. In this episode, it's your invitation to nourish your mind, strengthen your body, refuel your soul. And I would say recommit to you, your health, your
Mhm.
joy, your legacy. Franca, help us with some practical tips, some soulful reminders, and that signature energy that just makes you sit up straighter, breathe deeper, and choose yourself with intention. Hey, if you're craving a reset, if you want your habits to match your dreams, if you're ready to fill all the way up in 2026, then this conversation is for you. So grab your tea, your coffee, your tall cup of water, a journal, a favorite spot, and let's kick off this new year in true overflow style, aligned and energized. Hey, Franca, welcome back. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thanks for having me. Oh my God, super excited to be on today. Just, to give you some tips and tricks to move us through the 2026, through mind, body, and soul. It's just going to be great conversation. And I've got my coffee ready.
You do?
How about
Okay.
you?
Me too. Me too. Cheers.
Cheers.
This is it. Your Instagram is so inspiring. To me, they inspire me so much that I was thinking about, my parents and grandparents versus
Mhm.
my generation and the generation below me, and even my daughter. Like, strong is sexy. And so when I see your Instagram, I am so just inspired and equally, I would say, empowered. My daughter is 19 and she is like, we've raised these sporty kids, so she is a sporty
Mhm.
spice. And so she understands muscles and how to move, and she's very coachable with her strength and her athletic. And I'm not. I played piano growing up, so I was right. But the thinking about my parents and my grandparents, they did, diet, and they thought a lot
Mhm.
about food. And I feel like you are role modeling for me that strong is sexy. So, and when you talk about in other episodes, we've talked about mind, body, and soul, like I'm
Mhm.
listening. So help me set up 2026, mind, body, and soul.
There we go. I will. I'm super excited. Also, it's funny you say strong is sexy. I've
Yes.
tattooed my arm here. It says strong is beautiful. So yeah. So that always is a constant reminder as well
Exactly.
for me every day that strength and being strong, not only just muscular, like being strong in so many other ways, that it is beautiful, right?
Agreed.
And I believe like we shine differently too when we have that strength behind us. So, and I've the last year, like last year was a crazy for me, but I did a lot of resignating and everything, and and reflecting, and it's just like towards the end of the year, I got stronger, and I've got more, not even not verbal, you want to say, but you want to say like, I'm more in I'm using my words wisely. I'm choosing to use my words wisely, and I'm going out there just kind of being who I am, right? And it's fabulous. Like it's amazing to see reactions and how people, kind of look at you differently too, right? When you have that little bit of extra strength behind you.
Well, yeah, so good point about the muscle and the strength. So in these stunning pictures, one day I will get these muscular pictures. Yeah, that's so true. You have the muscle, which I think is sexy, and you have the
Hmm.
strength of your heart that you
Hmm.
have taken care of in 2025. and your soul. So when you think about who you are, your legacy, and you've often talked about how strong your dad is, the strength is not just on the outside. There's also this
Hmm.
inner strength that I think
Yeah.
you remind us of, and you certainly remind
Thank you.
me. Mhm.
Thank you. So I'm ready. I'm ready to, share with you like just a few powerful tips to nourish our mind, body, and soul, right? As we move through 2026. So, these small practices, when done consistently, it can make a huge difference in our energy, our mood, and our overall well-being. So, you ready to dive in?
Amen. Amen. Bring it on.
Okay,
Bring it
so we
on.
have we have for our minds. I say I have three little tips for all of them. They'll be quick, but our first thing is you want to choose an empowering thought each morning, right? So the first thought you focus on can shape your mood, your mindset, and even your productivity for the day. So positive, intentional thinking primes your brain for success. So how do we do that, right? Before we get out of bed, maybe, take a deep breath, and pick one statement that resonates, to you. So, like, for example, maybe like, I am capable of creating a balanced, joyful day today. And, repeat that quietly to yourself, right? Or write it down. And this will anchor our energy and set a purposeful tone throughout the day.
So good.
Simple,
So
right?
I
It's so
often
simple
think
to do.
I often think I am unstoppable.
Yeah.
It's often my phrase that I think. And I've also sometimes thought I am stoppable because sometimes high achievers need to be okay with the rest, like the
Right.
pause and the, so it's funny you say
Exactly.
that. So sometimes my empowering thought is I am unstoppable and I'm
Yeah.
going to load up the podcast and I'm going to be productive and I'm going to
Yeah.
achieve. And sometimes when every life is so busy, I actually think
Hmm.
I am stoppable. And what I think
Right.
to myself, it's a little joke, but I think to myself, it's okay to pause, it's okay to rest and to
Yep.
be.
Yep.
So I love that. So one
Well,
empowering, thoughtful.
isn't that funny? You're just saying it's okay to pause. So that was my number two. Create space to pause. And why do we need to create the space? Our nervous system is constantly
Go, go,
reacting
go.
to stress, right? So
Yes.
even a short pause can reset our bodies. It also lowers our cortisol levels and it improves our focus. So how can we do this, right? Again, let's just take 2 minutes out of our day just to close our eyes. Again, breathe deeply and let your thoughts just settle, right? And, apps, timers, or simply mindful breathing at your desk if you're at work, right? It's a perfect, little space. And it's a small habit that can eventually become a big impact to you, right?
Mhm.
So, I still have to pause throughout the day and take my deep breaths, right? Because I'm always constantly go, go, go as well, like you. So I believe like it's a good thing to do. Let's create some space.
I think
Right? It's
of
great
like,
for our mind.
remember when you had toddlers and, they were
Yeah.
upset or they wanted something and, or they had been crying, like they're
Hmm.
taking a deep breath, but they're like, you know, they're so upset. And so so just a reminder that the pause or the deep breath isn't like that, like that you're in
No,
alarm, that you're in
right.
emergency or
No,
that you're pouting. The deep
no.
breath really is an internal, like you're
Yes.
calming the storm inside you, the
Hmm.
deep breath.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Coming out of 2025 and into 26, it's a good thing to start doing.
Mhm.
And our last little tip for the mind is, which I am like amazingly doing, is protect your mental energy.
Mental
So
energy.
yeah, your mental energy. So not everything deserves our focus, right? In life, right? So saying yes to the wrong thing can drain your energy, right? And your peace. So guarding your attention protects our mental being, right? And our mental clarity. So, situations, conversations, or commitments that leave you drained, right? Practice saying no, kindly but firmly, right? Like, if you have a an event to go to and you really don't want to go because you know all those people aren't your people, they're not aligning with you, right? Set your boundaries and watch your sense of calm and productivity rise, right? We need to protect that. And I started last year, I started, you know, whatever didn't align with me, whatever I felt like, no, it was a big no, but it was a nice big no. You know, we don't have to be mean about it, but yeah,
I would
mental
say
energy is important.
mental energy for me,
Protecting.
when I think about the leaders, so sometimes when I'm working with leaders and they have teams
Hmm.
and everybody has life happen,
Right.
ups and downs, and sometimes the leader will wonder like, why would they choose that in life, or why, how could they say that or do that? And sometimes I'm trying to help leaders like let go of somebody
Hmm.
else's life, and I would say somebody else's karma. And so it's
Yeah.
almost like they're carrying, why
Right.
don't they think like an owner? Why don't they think like a leader? How could they have? And we don't know what their life is or their experiences or their needs or what's going on. And so sometimes I agree with you, protecting your mental energy, as in that is not your life or your consequences to carry.
Hmm.
And so
Right.
can you set a boundary and let that go? I mean, when I work with workplaces, so
Yeah.
at work we set an expectation, and why that person can't make it to work on time or whatever the
Yeah.
issue is, it's letting that mental energy go, that is not yours to carry. So
Exactly.
I love that you call it mental energy. Yeah, well done.
Right. And
Protect.
even when you're in conversation with people, right? And if it's, you know, you're not liking what the conversation's all about, it's okay to walk away.
Yes.
But, oh,
Yes.
sorry. Excuse me, I just have to use ladies' room. Like,
Yes.
like
Yes.
as simple as that, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's
So
protecting, yeah, what's
it's,
coming in and deciding
yeah,
like that's helping me or draining me. And if it's draining,
right.
yeah, protecting
Exactly,
that.
exactly. So that's our little mind tips. And now let's move on to our little body.
Okay.
So
Mind,
for the
body.
body, body, soul. So the body, I always, number one, move with intention every day, right? Movement supports so many things, right? Circulation, our metabolism, our mood, and strength, right? So consistency, even in small doses, creates lasting results, right? So we need to just aim for at least 10 minutes, right? Of deliberated movement daily, walking, stretching. You messaged me and you were out for a walk, the other day. It was fabulous. I was like, laughing to myself. I'm like, oh, she's out for a walk. But walking, stretching, doing, weight, lift weights or body weight exercises,
Yes.
it's not about for the perfection, right, of doing these things. It's just about showing up for yourself every day.
Mhm.
And I've always say to my clients, like, just movement is so crucial. Right? You're sitting at a desk, even getting out up and walking around the office or on your lunch break, yeah, it's cold out or it's snowing,
Bundle
but
up.
bundle up and go. You feel so much more energetic, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's a crucial thing. I'm always up and at it first thing in the morning at the gym. I do my weights and then, I'll go to hot yoga at night too if I need to, just to calm my mind after a long work day. But
On the weekend, I was saying to my son, who also is
mhm.
a sporty guy, and
Yep.
he's doing weights and sports, all sorts of things. I was saying to him, okay, I've got to get back into my routine. And we were sort of mapping out the week. And I said, well, Wednesday or Thursday. If I don't do it Wednesday, then I'll definitely do it Thursday. And his beautiful, like this kid is going to be a coach one day. He looked at me and he said, "Mom, it's Thursday. It's not Wednesday or Thursday. It's
Yeah.
Thursday. Pick a day and do it on Thursday. Don't
Yep.
miss it." Like he's like, "You don't put the wiggle room in there, Mom." Like
No.
very like looked me in the eye, "Mom, it's Thursday. Do it on Thursday." Like there's no. So that's with intention, right? Like set your
Yes.
intention. It's Thursday, not maybe it's Wednesday, maybe it's Thursday. Set with intention. So
Yeah, you
I love
need to.
that.
You need to map it out, right?
Hmm.
So, say If you want to do 3 days out of the week, map it out Monday, Wednesday, Friday,
Right.
or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. It doesn't have
Right.
to be every day, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the rest of the week, you don't do anything. Just
Yes.
map it out. And, and,
Yes.
and your son's 100% right. Like, make sure it's that day.
Yes.
It's not, oh, I'm going to do it there, or I'm going to do it. No. Yeah. Map it out with intention,
Yep. Agreed.
right?
Agreed.
Yes. Number two, fuel yourself like you love yourself. Nutrition isn't just about calories, right? It's about supporting your energy, your focus, and long-term health. Prioritizing protein, fiber, hydration, balanced meals. This all stabilizes our blood sugar. It supports our muscles and muscle growth and keeps our hormones in check. So a lot of people don't eat 3 meals a day. I 4 days, 4 times a day I eat. And people are like, oh my God, you eat that much? And I'm like, it's 4 meals a day. No brainer. Well, breakfast, lunch, snack, dinner. Right? Prioritizing a high protein diet and high fiber diet. It just keeps you more satiated through the day, fuller longer, your regulation, you're more regular, using the washroom, so it's in hydration too. Like, it's so important for our cells to be rehydrated internally, not just because, we need water to keep our skin soft and supple. No, we need to fuel our cells, our mitochondria that, will help correct, protect, renew them, right? So all this goodness going straight to our cells will just keep you that much more intact and in tune. And
I love that you add because you love yourself. If
yeah,
we were taking care of someone we loved, we would make them homemade soup, or we would,
yes,
make a coffee and stir in the love. And
right.
so this is nourish ourselves, that we love ourselves, not that we
We,
are eating our debt. Like, how many times last year did
yeah,
ask anyone, how many times did you eat your lunch at your desk, to how
right,
many times did you eat your lunch, at a table, at a lunch table?
right.
Yeah. And
Exactly,
so
right.
what if you
And
made your lunch for you as you loved yourself?
we do. We need to love ourselves, and how do we do that? Just start each meal with, a high protein source, right? Drinking your water throughout the day. I bring, a liter of water at my desk. And once that's gone, I refill it. Women should have about 2.5 to 3 liters of water a day. And people are like, what?
Even in the winter?
That's a lot. Yes, of course, even in the winter.
But in
We're
the
dry in the
summer,
winter too, but
in the
yes, no,
summer,
it
you're
doesn't
inclined
matter.
to drink water because it's
I
hot.
know.
And so here in Canada, where we are, it's snow, it's cold. You think it's still the same amount, or you're advising that it's still?
It's no, regardless, it's still the same. Doesn't matter what climate we're in. We need to drink water to keep us hydrated, our cells hydrated, right?
Okay, hydration.
Yes,
Love yourself and
hydration.
hydrate.
Include vegetables, healthy fat, whole grains,
Mhm.
right? It's so important. A complete and three: fat, fiber, and protein. Our fiber is our carbs, right? So we want to have at least half our plates full of fibrous carbs, and then a quarter of our plate of protein,
Mhm.
1/8 of fat, and then the other eighth of whole grains.
Mhm.
It's simple. I always track my macros, but not everybody likes to track macros. So, you look at the plate, and that's how you just what I just explained. That's how you organize your plate,
Right.
right? And you enjoy what's on your plate with every bite, right? And you feel good eating it
Mhm.
because you know that it's a wholesome, nutritionally dense plate,
Yes. And you love
right?
yourself and you're fueling. I think a lot of us are, I don't know if we're all carrying the world on our shoulders, but we think about
Yeah,
others, we worry about others, we do
yeah,
things for others.
yeah.
And so if you would take a moment to love on yourself,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then that plate is made with love. And so
Yes,
fill up so that you can serve love.
exactly. Well, and I always say treat food as a form of self-respect too, not restriction, right? We need to respect the foods we eat and
So
we need to honor them. And I was at an event last week, and my girlfriend, I was saying, "Oh, I have to eat at 6 o'clock," right? And she's like, "Does your body want to eat, or is it because it's the
it's 6 o'clock.
time that it's 6 o'clock?" She goes, "Honor what your body tells you." I was like, "Oh, I never thought of that before, right?" Because I'm like, "No, I've got to eat,
Yes.
9, 12, 3,
Yes.
6."
Yes.
And I was like, "Wow, that's a good point." So
It's
I'm
and it
like, "No,
probably
I'm
makes sense, right? If you've been sitting
yeah,
at your desk, you might not need as much, but if you've come from a workout
right,
or you're heading into a workout, yeah, you
yeah."
may need to think,
Right. So yeah, so it was quite phenomenal. And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not hungry yet." And she's like, "Well, then you don't need to eat yet. You eat when your body, well, needs to eat." I'm like, "Okay."
yeah. You don't want to wait
Right.
and wait and wait that you're starved and that you're
Yeah,
starved,
no.
right? Yeah. But there's an inclination that I'm hungry and
Yes.
yeah, well done. Well
It's
done.
crazy.
Yep.
All right. Number 3,
Yes.
let's honor our hormones. So why? Why do we want to honor our hormones? Hormones influences our energy, our moods, our metabolism, and of course, our cravings. Aligning workouts and nutrition
Mhm.
with your cycle or a life stage optimizers result in supporting your well-being, right? So our hormones play a big, big effect on our bodies, and we want to honor them because we sometimes lose track of that as well.
Mhm.
Some people like track your cycle, right? If people are still menstruating, right? And notice patterns, right, of how your hormones are shifting, right? Because everybody's different, every woman's different, right? We
Yes.
go through different stages differently. And then, we adjust, our exercise intensity through our hormones as well, and our meal timing and our macronutrient ratios according to the energy levels
So
that
what
because our
might that be? What might that be, for example? Like how would I know where
your energy, like, how would you know where you're at?
so you know where if I know where I am in my cycle, then how do I change my either my body's intake of food or my exercise?
Well, you're listening to your body as well, right? But also, and your energy levels, right, through that day. Like, that sometimes you wake up and you're like, "Oh, I feel like crap," or
Yes.
you're exhausted. So we're not going to get rid of that, working out that day. We're going to just alternate it, right? So we're going to listen to our body, and we know what our body needs at that moment.
Okay.
It may not be rest, but it may not be like a heavy workout.
Hmm.
So just go for a walk,
Hmm.
right? Like we wanna, because a lot of women think once they feel like crap, then they're like, "That's it, I'm done, I'm not doing it." But even if it's just, again, a little slow movement,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And if our hormones are off, right, our cortisol levels are high, we're a little stressed more, our estrogen and our progesterones they're like running like crazy, or we're depleting them. We need to exercise differently,
Hmm.
and you can eat differently too. And you want to nourish your body with better food, right? Sometimes when not you don't restrict them, but then also when women think you're PMSing, or, "Oh my God, I'm on my period," they're gonna go into the junk. They're gonna eat this. "Oh yeah, just because I'm PMSing, I'm just eating crap," right? Because that's a lot of times women do that, right? They'll
Permission.
go yeah, they'll go grab that cookie, or, "Oh, there's a slice of cake in there," or pizza, right? "Oh, I'm just gonna eat that." So we don't need to, because like our mind plays tricks on us, right? And we don't need
Takes the
to,
easy route, that's for sure.
yeah, right? And we're like, "Oh, I'm just I'm PMSing. Like, it's okay. I could eat this, right? I can have that extra sugar, or I can have," but no, you're hormone. For me, that's the best time to even eat better, right? Because you want to nourish your hormones.
Yeah.
better in
Yes.
order this high sugar, this high carb, this, and
So good.
you're not fueling yourself properly for your hormones that are your hormones are already out of whack. So now we're gonna get them even more out of whack because you're eating the crappy food.
Right.
Like go into the real food and watch your hormones change a little bit because you're nourishing your body with you know your nutrient dense whole foods.
As if you love yourself and love your,
Love, like,
yeah, as if you're doing it with
exactly like
love.
we're saying. So you're still fueling your body, but you want to fuel it like you love yourself, like I just said the last time, right? With
So
your
good.
our so it doesn't matter what stage that we're in, right? And how our hormones are reacting, we still want to eat better.
Yeah. I had one, I know one leader, she looks at her calendar every Monday morning. So she takes
Hmm.
time, looks at her calendar, and prepares for her week, thinks about her team and her business and
Hmm.
the meetings that are coming, and she prepares for her week in that Monday morning. So and she's got little kids, so she navigates it all, but she also takes into account where is she on her cycle, and she knows if she is in the part where she thinks she's a little bit more volatile, maybe a little bit
Hmm.
angry, or she feels a little bit more aggressive, then she plans what might she say in the meetings so that she sort of protects herself, or she thinks about
Yeah.
how she's going to be intentional in the meeting. So this week is a week where, I feel like my emotions are going to be on tilt, or
Yeah.
they're running high. And so she plans on Monday. And so I can see maybe even on Monday knowing, okay, that's what this week is in terms of my hormones. And so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to make sure that when I go to the gym, I'm more gentle, or
Yes.
I've got more energy for this, or I'm going to fuel because I'm going to need that to help me feel strong
Right.
enough to go to the gym. So,
Exactly. And
yeah, I love
even
that.
her meeting, right? Like, I'm, she knows already her hormones are out of whack and she's going to be maybe a little bit more of a bear or a little,
Yes,
a little high intense. So her mood's affected
yes,
from her hormones. So now she's preparing herself,
that's
which
right.
is great,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
now she's aware that, okay, like she's cycling, she's tracking, whatever. She's aware that
Yes.
this is what
Yeah.
her
And then,
mood's going to be like, and she needs to, brush it up a little,
yes. Yep. And like you said,
which
be
is fabulous.
intentional. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
Mind, body,
But
and
so
soul.
do one thing weekly that lights you up. So joy is nourishment for our soul. When you're regularly doing things that bring, happiness, you build resilience and creativity and inner peace,
Mhm.
right? So schedule a weekly activity that fills you with delight, whether it's pickleball, everybody's loving pickleball, or whether it's,
Could be.
a creative project or, a nature walk, like you were on your walk the other day, right? Dancing, get up and dance. When was the last time you got up and danced? You know what I mean? I love to dance. And
Good
you'll just
question.
lose that, right?
Good question. I mean, I crank it up in the car when I have a long drive, but yeah, to get up and move and like really fill my soul, like with the song.
Yeah.
Ooh, challenge
Yeah.
accepted, Franca. That
Yeah.
might be on my
Right.
calendar this week.
And then reading. I don't read a lot. So reading for pleasure. Like I have this book that a client gave me,
Well, you're
and
studying.
I know, and she's like, "Oh, have you started the book yet?" And I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Maybe I should give it back to you so you can read it first." She goes, "I've already read it, so it's okay. Take your time." I'm like, "Okay," but yeah, treat it as essential, right? Like, let's do one thing that lightens us up. That's an essential thing that we should be doing like daily or once a week, like you say. It's not optional. It's like let's just do it. You're gonna get up and dance. How many times do we listen to the great music and we're like, we're singing along, but we're not dancing?
No, because we're doing the dishes, or we're getting
Yeah,
ready, or there's a gazillion other things we could be doing.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
even I even think about, when we were young parents, with the
yes,
with the kiddos, we always read them a story before bed.
yeah,
And
yeah.
reading was so much part of our life and
Oh yeah,
their
we
little life.
always.
Yeah. And then somehow we just get busy. So Yeah, any sort of reading. It could be a magazine article, it could be like a story or self-development or a
Yeah,
textbook. Yeah, well done. Yes, something that lights you up. Yeah.
right. How about connecting deeper?
Mm,
Meaningful connection fuels emotional well-being and combats isolation, right? A lot of people isolate themselves, especially through the winter,
yes.
so, gratitude and physical touch strengthens bonds and your sense of belonging, right?
Yes.
So I don't like isolating myself. Some days when I'm at home by myself, I'm like, ugh, I have to get out
Time
because
to.
I'm like this. It's too alone, right?
Yes. Yep.
So how do we do this? Reach out to a friend or a loved one with a thoughtful message or a call, even, if that's a connection that you're home, whatever, just call them. We're
Yes.
always we text a lot, but
Yes.
I sometimes just pick up that phone too.
Yes.
Hug longer,
Hug longer. So good.
right? And heart to heart. I recently, a lot of my friends hug me. When they hug me, they hug heart to heart.
Heart.
Yeah. And I was like, ooh, that's kind of cool,
Wow.
right? That's a deep connection, right? I always go to the left. So my right, my
Nice.
heart is to their, opposite, but
Yes.
no, it's heart to heart. It's
Wow.
amazing.
Wow.
And actually, you got to try that.
I will. I
Try it.
will.
It's amazing.
I will.
Express,
And
yeah,
I was just gonna say, and also maybe not like just if it could be a reminder, we're so quick. Well, I think is it just the Canadians? I don't know. How are you? Fine. How are you? Fine. And so maybe the
yeah,
connection of deeper is, are you fine? How are you
right,
today? How are
right,
how are you doing really? And maybe it
exactly,
is just,
right.
yes, it's polite to be, yes, we're fine and move on and get work done. And
Mhm.
could you just pause a moment and say, how are you really? Or how are you this moment? How are you today?
Yes. Well, you
Or
know what? And
yeah.
that's again active listening without distraction,
Mhm.
right? Like you're just saying, we're just like, oh, hey, we're fine. But no, like have that, like actually listen to that person
Mhm.
as they're talking. You're not on your phone, right? You're not distracted by your phone and they're talking to you, telling you how their day's going, or telling you something that maybe is important, but we're being
Meanwhile,
distracted, right? So like put that away,
mhm.
and actually listen. And it was funny, I was talking to an old friend of mine, and um I was talking to him, and he was like, actually, Fra, I'm listening. Like I'm listening to you. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Because I was telling him a few things, like, I was
You've
giving him
taken it
advice.
in.
And I just paused, and I'm like, oh my God, he actually said he was listening. Like I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. He's like, no, Fra, I'm listening. I'm listening to you. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, right? You
Yes.
don't get that often,
No,
right?
no,
So,
because people are preparing. They're preparing for the next thing. And
right.
so that's all I'm asking is listen.
Yes. And expressing gratitude, right?
So good.
Expressing gratitude out loud is also something a lot of us don't do that, right?
Mhm.
And even just a phone call, like I remember another friend of mine was like, just call up somebody right now or text them and just tell them how much you care about them,
Gee,
or something, hey, hey Kim, like how are you? You're amazing. Thank you for being a true friend to me.
yeah.
Like just a text. And at first I was like, oh, I don't know, can I do that? Because we don't think of doing that, right? But it goes a long way when you open that text message and you're like, wow, thanks, bro. Like, you feel that
Yes.
warmth,
Yes. Yes. So good for
so
your soul.
yeah. Small acts of connection compounds over time, girlfriend,
Yes,
right?
it does. Yes.
And it's a good habit to get into.
Well, and the counting our blessings,
Hmm.
being grateful,
Yeah,
it doesn't
exactly.
take a lot of time. And it is, I mean, I think our minds are always operating or we're always thinking. And so why
Yeah.
don't we direct our thoughts towards what we appreciate, what we value? And
Mhm.
yes, in the life that's happening, could we take a moment and just reflect on the things we
Right.
do appreciate, the blessings we have, or the learning? Like it might be something I wish I hadn't have gone through, And
Right.
yet, is there something that, yeah, that has made me a stronger person, that has made me a more loving, a more whatever it is? So,
Exactly.
yeah, I think gratitude is us directing our mind.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah,
And the last one for our soul is staying aligned, living
aligned.
in aligned, living in alignment with your values and intentions brings fulfillment. Right?
Amen.
When your choices reflect the person you're becoming, life feels purposeful rather than reactive. Right? So you want to regularly check in with yourself. Are your actions in line with your goals and values? I ask myself all the time, right? And make decisions consciously, letting go of what no longer serves your vision.
So good.
Let it go,
So good.
right?
Well,
It's
and this is the part around like letting others live their life and then choosing
mhm.
how do I want to live my life? What's important to me? Who is
Yeah,
important to me?
yeah,
Yes, living aligned with your values. I would say your strengths. Absolutely.
yeah. Oh, big time. And that's one thing I'm doing more. And 2026 is going to be a good year, because I have I had a lot of lessons that I learned in 2025,
Amen.
and now 2026, that's going to feed my soul, staying aligned with my true vision and my values, being the best version of myself, right? And we all need to do that.
Amen. Align and
Amen.
shine. So listen,
Exactly.
do you have a theme or a word that is going to be your North Star for 2026? Do you
Thrive.
thrive?
Thrive. Yes, we're going to thrive in 2026. It's all about thriving.
Yes.
That's my word.
So
Yeah.
good.
Moving forward, not looking back. And I'm going to thrive on whatever I'm doing that moment. And also, I want to be more aligned and so alignment and thrive. And I want to be more driven. So being driven, right, will move with clear intention
Boy.
and it will allow me to thrive.
Thrive.
There we go. Let's thrive.
I
Yes.
mean, I love listening, following, and again, we will put your contact information and your Instagram in the show notes. Give Franca a follow on her Vibrant Health and Wellness. I mean, I think it's so inspiring every day around. It really, to me, it is mind, body, and soul. There is this sexiness of your strength, like your actual beauty. And when you post around your mindset, like it is your body, but it's also your mindset. And then when you talk about mind, body, soul, so give Franca a follow. And I know you're doing a lot of things in 2026. So I know you
Mhm.
have the beauty and you're also moving into nutrition.
Yes,
So
I am.
I think that's easy for you to describe around protein and fibers and all the
Mhm.
things. And so it is it's not something we all have that we all come naturally to. So that is
No.
something that you'll be offering as well, right? Like,
Yes, for sure. Yeah. And my menopause, the menopause course that I'm slowly wrapping up by the end of January. So, yeah, there's a lot going on and I'm excited to see
yeah.
where this all take,
Yes.
take
And
me.
with the
Mhm.
menopause, it is
Mhm.
around understanding our hormones and how we
Yes,
help our body through this time. So
exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
lots of reasons to reach out to Franca. I hope you find her on social media. We'll make sure we have your contact details in the show notes. Thank you so much for helping us launch Overflow in 2026. It is about mind, body, and soul. It is about finding what lights us up, what gets us
Mhm.
fired up, and also being aware of what is draining us, what is
Exactly.
depleting us. And I love the sense of alignment. Like, I think there's like align and shine. So, like, who are you?
Mhm.
Can you let that person live their life? And what would make you happy? What would bring you joy? And fuel yourself like you love yourself.
Yeah, that's
So,
right. And don't forget to dance.
and don't forget to dance. That's it. That's
Have a
it.
little dance party.
You know what? That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Thanks so much, Franca. Thank you for
No
launching
problem.
2026 with us.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.